You're listening to The Raw Reaction on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
It's Monday night, and you're hanging on for dear life to stay awake. I don't know quite why. Could it be to hear from your man, Angry Tensai, and my brother in arms? I'm talking about Big Dick. Big Dick, what's going on tonight, buddy?
Dude, not too much, brother. Not too much. I actually want to dedicate tonight's show to one thing many WWE superstars and a couple of WWE podcasters know about. That would be muscle relaxers.
Muscle relaxers. How about that?
Yeah, so just I think that's a good way to start off the show. Speaking of which, I like this show.
Me too.
But I liked it a lot. I'm thinking 7, 5, 8 on a scale of 1 to 10.
I would agree. I think it was that good. I loved tonight's show. Loved it. Top to bottom.
Yeah, I mean, there was really not... There weren't too many low points in it, which was nice. I mean, if you count... I guess the Divas thing, give or take, they give a crap, the crowd loved it. But
the Divas thing was like the best thing of the night. Are you kidding me?
I don't know. I wasn't. I was sort of listening to it. I mean, it was cool that they did that they brought them all in at once. I just didn't like the way they announced it. I mean, Stephanie McMahon is supposed to be like the ultimate heel authority figure, and then she comes in and says, "Hey, I'm going to bring all these fresh new faces in to fight the bad guys." So I was a little confused. I didn't like the storyline aspect of it. I did like seeing some fresh meat out there.
Well, the IWC is having a collective orgasm watching all the new Divas debut, which they've been clamoring for. I have to say, though, I think it's funny about Stephanie McMahon confronting the Bellas as heels, because I think, unfortunately, the way the Divas division is booked, all the Divas come off as whiny heels. All of them. So there's really no faces. It's just heel on heel on heel. But anyway.
Maybe Paige is
she's the whiniest of all of them.
Yeah, but no, she's whiny as all of them. But I think that she's the most, or they try to make her out to be the biggest face. I don't necessarily agree with it because she's freaking annoying. But, yeah, I don't know. I think that she's sort of the biggest. She definitely whines the most, and I almost feel like this is like, hey, it's like, this is your out because you couldn't get the job done. You couldn't get any Divas to like you, so we're just going to bring up some guys from AAA.
Well, the guys from AAA are better than the guys they have in the major leagues, especially in this scenario.
Well, you know what? I'd say the same thing about from what we've seen from NXT. I mean, you can't say it across the board, but you can say it. Shoot, Kevin Owens, freaking old types of over.
My God, we personally have become IWC fanboys because once again, I agree with you.
I swear to God, Owens, he's turning into, I'm going to say Seth Rollins of 8 months ago, in that he's hated by not only the faces, he's hated by the heels. Like, he has no friends.
Well, I don't know. Everybody's feuding with everybody, which is good, and everyone's interchangeable. But dude, I just thought the Diva segment, although it was booked a little sloppily, I thought it was very, very, very effective in getting all the new talent over. And I was surprised they started with Becky Lynch, which kind of caught me off guard because I didn't know she would be one they brought up. Basically, the Bellas came out. Stephanie McMahon confronted them and said, Paige needs friends to help her fight, and no one wants to be her friends. But we found some. And then Becky Lynch came out. Becky Lynch, pretty hot, man. I like that Becky Lynch. And from there, Stephanie McMahon said, well, that's only 2. You're going to need a third partner. And we have one with the pedigree and one who will strut her way into the WWE. It was none other than Charlotte. Charlotte's a great athlete. Charlotte's a great wrestler. She'll be dominant in the division. But I really do like Becky Lynch. She's hot. I like her.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to hold that judgment on who's hot because I thought Emma was hot at one point, and then she opened her freaking mouth.
Well, all these girls can work, they brought up. And what I thought was kind of weird is I actually thought when, as the 3-on-3 were about to square off, you had Alicia Fox with the Bellas, and then you had Paige, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. And what was interesting was Tamina and Naomi came out to pick a bone with what's going on. And I actually thought they were going to side with the Bellas, and then Bayley and Sasha Banks would come out from NXT. Instead, they formed their own little tripod with Sasha Banks, who came out. But the one thing I get it's her gimmick in NXT, but for Stephanie McMahon to introduce Sasha Banks as the boss, it just didn't seem right. But regardless, the 3 NXT divas, when all 9 went into a big fight, they were the ones that were kind of standing tall. So it was interesting to see all 3 of them in the ring dominating their respective opponents. But I think we're going to see more. Maybe we'll see a 6-man triangle match at the pay-per-view. But the crowd ate this up. It was very well done, I thought, from a fighting standpoint. I just thought the sides weren't very clearly defined. But whatever. They brought all these girls up, which is great. So the Divas division couldn't have had a better night.
Yeah, now, you know what? It needed it. I mean, it was getting pretty boring seeing Paige against everyone, and what was me, Paige, and all the announcers saying what's going to happen. And I almost feel like they had to do it before the pay-per-view because, number one, the pay-per-view is the wrong time to debut Divas. You need to give like a little more backstory, and you're not going to get like the main event. You debut like a team like the Shield or the Wyatts at a pay-per-view where they have a big impact during a match. You can't necessarily do that with the Divas division. So I think this was the right way to do it. Plus, it piques a little bit of interest. Like now, I might actually not go take a piss during the Divas match.
I agree with you, though. So, you know what match was a piece of crap tonight? Titus Young and Darren O'Neal with Mark Henry versus The New Day.
Yeah, you know what? I think they should have just made Rusev the special guest referee and just let chaos reign.
I mean, what was the point of that match? I mean, it was complete garbage.
Yeah, Mark Henry, he's sort of like those WWE superstars like The Big Show, where he's face one week, heel the next. And it's
what'd you think of the whole Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar saga throughout the night?
You know what? I liked it. They've had their back and forths. This was sort of the culmination of it. Even at the real end of the show there, you sort of have them go back and forth, and Brock cleans house and beats up Kane and chases Seth away, and Seth comes back. And in an uber heel mode, he comes back and freaking berates Kane, saying it's a stupid plan, and kicks him a little bit. Really just like sort of going for back to the sort of the Kevin Owens heel push type thing.
Yeah, I was surprised Rollins took out Kane, the one guy who's still left standing. That did surprise me. I thought during the beginning of the night, Heyman's mic work was outstanding in building up the beatdown that ensues for Seth Rollins at Battleground. He was so descriptive in the beating that Seth Rollins would take. I don't see this match playing out any other way than Brock Lesnar walking out with the belt. Do you?
You know what? I don't know. I mean, I see Lesnar winning in dominant fashion, but I could see Seth Rollins pulling some shit where, you know what, he walks out and gets counted out, or He does like some real shitbag finish. But again, I don't know how it's gonna play out. But I don't want to write off Rollins because he's crafty.
Like I said before we went on the air tonight, anything's possible because if I could spend $44 in a White Castle with 3 people, I don't know. I believe in anything. When the top value meal at White Castle is $5, if you can figure out a way to mathematically get to $44, folks, they do not sell beer or alcohol in a White Castle. How do you get to $44 on 3 people? We did it. Anything's possible.
I was going to say those are the things that miracles are made of right there.
I mean, honestly, like, and I'm not saying, going out to a restaurant, you can easily spend $44 with 2 people, but to go into a White Castle with 3 people and run up a $44 bill, you could basically fill the back of a pickup truck with White Castle's hamburgers for $44.
I was going to say, you could do that and probably do that pretty easily.
I'll be at grade Z meat, but you could fill up the truck.
Yeah, but you put it with pickles, soft buns, and ketchup on it, and I could give a shit if it's freaking horse meat.
Well, it could be. It could be.
I was going to say, it might very well probably is.
Our friend Bionic Iguana is still in chat, and he's from England, and he can speak to the fact that this is actually fact that a Taco Bell in England was detected for having strains of horse meat in the Taco Bell.
I actually read somewhere or saw somewhere on the internet that IKEA meatballs.
Oh, no.
Actually, I bought them. I was in IKEA the other day, and I hate IKEA. Like, I detest shopping for stuff, and I just went there because I needed something. I'm like, I could probably get it at IKEA, but I hate the whole experience, and I couldn't find the one thing I needed. So I go to the store. I'm like, all right, what do I want to get? I don't want to stand in line, and I just got a freaking bag of IKEA meatballs. So I'm thinking
I'm going to say this right now. This actually woke me up. I'm going to Google IKEA meatballs
and horse meat.
I'm just going to write horse and see what comes up. Oh, no. Horse meat found in IKEA meatballs. The unfolding horse meat scandal in Europe is partly a result of this chain. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. UK. Look at this. You know what I want to see? Horse meat found in IKEA meatballs. 21 nations hit. Oh, my God. What if I would have ordered those?
Yeah, I have a box or a bag of them in the freezer. So
how is horse meat getting there? How does that happen?
You know what? I don't know. I mean, I think that you probably just got to sort of be it's really just got to be like, hey, it's like we just ran out of regular cow meat. Let's just
no, seriously. How does horse meat get into the food?
To be honest with you, have you heard about that coward, California Chrome?
Tell me about it.
Oh, so he was supposed to run like he's selling out left and right. He's running on grass. He's running in the UK. He was supposed to run in like the Arlington Million or something, and now he's all of a sudden out with an injury for the rest of the year. So basically, he is basically doing a heel duck of the American hero, American Pharaoh.
So Chrome is not going to run in the Breeders'?
Chrome is not running in the Breeders'.
He would have got beat anyway. I mean, he hasn't even won his last couple races. So, I was saying that to you. He lost some big races.
Yeah, he really has. And you know what? I mean, he was great for his little run. Pretty much everything after the Belmont, or even the Belmont and everything after has been disappointment. I think he won, but I mean, he's been whoring out though because he's been doing all of the races. Like he's been doing like.
But why isn't he doing the Breeders'?
He's not. I think he's injured, or I know he's injured, but like he's injured something where they're basically saying, "Hey, we're shutting him down for the rest of the year, and then we're going to bring him back." I'm like, dude, your horse is going to
be sick. So you're going to bring him back for what?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's going to be like an old age. He needs to go to like old age horse home and just go out and stud.
They're going to kill him. He's going to wind up in an injury.
Yeah, that sort of stinks because I mean the owner, he does cut awesome promos, you have to admit. But I don't want to see him freaking kill the horse.
Oh,
I do.
sucks, man.
I do. I am very stoked about American Pharaoh, though.
Can I ask you another question?
Go ahead.
If horse meat can get into food, could human meat get into food?
Probably. Dude,
what does human meat taste like?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You think it'd be frowned upon if I brought my bag of IKEA meatballs to the Haskell Invitational and threw them at the horses as motivation?
I think that would be very inappropriate. That would be the equivalent of someone throwing human meat at us as we come into like a stadium. No, but seriously, what does human meat taste like?
Chicken, I assume.
Good answer. The big match for me tonight, and I'm sure was for you, was Rusev versus Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. The match was basically like a two-parter. The first 15 minutes were a triangle match, and it was very, very, very good. Finally, Kevin Owens decided to duck out of the match. He had enough. Rusev scored the win with a big kick over Cesaro, but I mean, it could have went either way. What a great match. And the winner of that match was to get a United States title shot the same night against John Cena.
Yeah, no, this really was. It's the highlight of Raw by far. I think as far as a wrestling standpoint is concerned. I mean, Heyman's mic work was great. I like the contract signing. It sort of pulled some things out that you wouldn't expect. But yeah, this match, I mean, top to bottom, this match was unbelievable. Even the Cena match was good. And like I was saying a little bit earlier, I like the way that they're building up Kevin Owens as a uber heel, very much like Seth Rollins. Like I remember Seth Rollins saying back in like November, everybody hates him. Like the Authority hates him, the Shield hates him, and John Cena hates him. And like literally, he has like 6 unresolved. Like
I'll tell you, to your point, I liked him and Rusev going at it tonight. They had some very natural chemistry, and they were getting into some real heated moments. I really like those two healing off on each other.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And I have a question about this. I'd be interested to see what you think here. Do you think that, and we're running out of time before the pay-per-view, do you think that at the pay-per-view, think who does not have matches? Rusev and Cesaro. I think they would be a freaking awesome match to have. Because I don't know if Ziggler's going to come out. Or do the women have a match? I'm not even sure.
No, I don't think they do. Although Cesaro's been losing matches, he's definitely gotten the spotlight. I could see Cesaro against Rusev being added to the card. To my knowledge, Rusev is not fighting Ziggler at the pay-per-view. Let me see this. I will Google it real quick and see Rusev Ziggler Battleground. Let's see if it comes up. If they are, I mean, I just can't see Ziggler being competitive in this match. I hate to say that, but I just don't see it. Let me see. I don't see anything official, here. Right now for that match. Let me see the Battleground card. But I don't know. I really like tonight where they went with it. There's 5 matches so far. I'll tell you what they are. Cena Owens, Rollins Lesnar, Ryback versus Miz versus Big Show, Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt, and the Primetime Players versus the New Day. So that has not been booked. So it is quite possible Rusev will meet up with Cesaro on the pay-per-view. And if it is, it would be a great match for sure.
Yeah. You know what I can't stand about this pay-per-view?
What?
Poorly they've built up Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns.
It's too bad, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. Like that could be the opening match. And I really don't give a crap. And it stinks to say, but they just haven't built them up. I mean, they
just keep jumping each other.
Exactly. They have their storyline, but it's not a good storyline. I mean,
there's so much history between them. Like with the Shield and the Wyatts, like you can't come up with something better than that.
Yeah, exactly. Like anybody but you, like that's just sort of like stalkerish, like tacky. I don't
It
like.
should
I
be
don't like
like,
it.
I'm okay with the anything but you, but like they should like you should tell more about how like the WWE machine built you in the Shield, or you as a Shield or a tool of the Shield. To meanwhile they threw us together, me, Harper, and Rowan, and put us in NXT. We weren't even supposed to be, something like that. That would explain why he hates him so much. But they didn't go that deep.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and I don't like. It's just it feels like it's one of those. It's a quick storyline, and they just haven't given it the justice it deserves. I mean, this should be the second or third best match of the pay per view.
Well, that's what they're doing with all Wyatt's feuds. They throw them together. Like Ryback was the same way. The thing is, I actually thought in a 4-week span, Ryback and Wyatt did a real nice job of putting together. Because I thought Wyatt did a better job of explaining why he hated Ryback, and it was more about who Ryback was, the fact that he was a gym rat and he was obsessed with his physique, and in reality, he just wanted to make a mockery and bring to light the insecurities of Ryback. And I like that. I kind of got that. And that was cool. And they actually, their match made sense, and I was interested in it. And on paper, this should be a 10 times better match. And I'm with you. I'm not interested. I think Reigns is going to run through him.
Yeah. You know what? That's the thing, though. Because I feel like Reigns needs this. I mean, Bray Wyatt, he's gotten his wins to help him. But I mean, he hasn't been in less pay-per-views. He hasn't really wrestled much. I feel like this is one that you give to Roman Reigns.
Right.
Because Wyatt's sort of been out there.
Wyatt, although he hasn't held belts, he's had some tremendous opportunities. The Shield, or the Wyatts, did get the better of the Shield. They beat them twice out of the 2 matches. He got to wrestle The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He had a very long 3-match feud with Cena. He had a 3-match feud with Chris Jericho. I mean, he's had some really nice spots, I think, over the last, since he debuted. So just because he doesn't come out on top every time, he's definitely always booked in a prominent feud.
Yeah, which is cool. I like it because he's like the top half of the card every time, I feel like.
I agree. And he should.
Yeah, I mean, he puts on the matches, but I feel like he should. I don't just feel like he shouldn't be trading wins and losses with, like, he shouldn't be trading wins and losses with, like, King Barrett or R-Truth, but
King Truth.
I feel like he should wrestle more on Raw. Again, I don't really watch SmackDown, so I don't know. I can't say too much. Hey, this is what he's doing. This is what he's not doing. But yeah, I think that he needs more prominent. He needs some matches on Raw to build up. I mean, he has the mystique a little bit, but I think you still need to make him show you he can put on a good match.
Well, I understand where you're coming from. I mean, it is good to see him from time to time if he can still put on a good match. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the trading losses thing you're talking about. That just continues to be my problem with WWE because, I don't know. For me, when Rusev and Owens went at it tonight, it kind of feels special and important because they've won so many matches, both of them.
Yeah.
Maybe not Owens in the quantity, but his percentages, he doesn't lose often. And
it's on great matches every time. Like Rusev, he had his fair share of crush matches, even against like Jack Swagger at some point. Once he ran through like the initial, Jack Swagger's going to challenge him. I mean, it got to the point where it's okay. Now he's going to run through Jack Swagger in 5 minutes. And again, I don't know if Jack Swagger failed another drug test or two, but I mean, I feel like they've really he has his fair share of crush matches. And they don't really have that with Owens. Owens' matches and his interactions, he's top rung. And I mean, he's been around for 3 months, but I mean, it's not like he's coming out saying, "Hey, I want to beat up Zack Ryder." He's literally coming out and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck with John Cena."
Yep.
So I definitely
can't pick a bigger dog than that.
Exactly. So I mean, he's picking the right people to go after, and he's a freaking superstar. I mean, he's literally hated by everybody, and it's
Well, he
great.
did something even tonight, to make you hate him more, because after a half an hour match with Cesaro and Owens, Rusev has to immediately fight John Cena for the U.S. title. And I have to say, John Cena almost looked heelish in this match because Rusev was really he fought with valor and he didn't give up. And it was actually pretty cool that Rusev took quite a bit of punishment in a short match and was able to reverse the F5 into a accolade. And it looked like he might win the match. And then Owens, who earlier in the night professed how bad Rusev sucked and how he's with a Lana wannabe.
That was pretty funny.
It was funny. He breaks up the accolade and he hits a massive power bomb on Rusev. And I mean, is this what's to come when he gets, if and when he gets the U.S. title from John Cena? I mean, geez, him and Rusev, I think, could tear down the house. But I don't know. He manhandled Rusev.
Him and Cesaro. I think that's a more natural match because at
I
least
don't know. I like the idea of Owens versus Rusev.
Really, I'd rather see Rusev Ziggler to get their feud out because I think that they need to wrap it up at some point here, and then I think Kevin Owens and Cesaro, maybe even Kevin Owens, Cesaro, and Cena in a match at SummerSlam for the championship. I think that would really bring down the house. And again, I'm not a fan of three-way matches. I think they make them in a lot of cases to really hide one person's flaws, or if somebody can't go to full show or do a 30-minute match. But I think a match like that would be absolutely top to bottom. And think about the spots that Cesaro, Kevin Owens, and Cena could put together. I mean, you saw a couple of them during this match. The double suplex by Cesaro. But think about somebody, and not taking anything away from Rusev because he's a hell of a wrestler. But I think Cena would take it to the next level.
Do you feel like WWE gave away a little too much having Owens versus Cesaro versus Rusev fight to a conclusion on tonight's Raw?
No, because you know what? I feel like it's going to be a natural flow to whatever the next match is for the next pay-per-view, whether they have Owens, Rusev, and Cesaro, or Owens with Cena, or take one of them out. I mean, I could see all three of them going at it at SummerSlam. So I feel like this is gonna progress towards the next pay-per-view.
If it does, I wouldn't mind. You know?
No, not at all. I mean, I think that I think with a lot of these matches, they're sort of building up for the next pay-per-view. I mean, this is Battleground. Yeah. It's sort of a filler. Trust me, I would not have WWE Network right now if it was not for Brock Lesnar coming back.
I want to throw something out there to you. So I already established I thought Becky Lynch was hot. Charlotte's okay. She's more of an athlete that I take seriously. But I can't help to think Sasha Banks kind of looks like a tranny. Do you see that?
You know what? I didn't see the entire segment. Let me look that up online.
I'm gonna have to dude.
Sasha Banks, huh?
She just looks like a dude in like a lot of makeup. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Becky Lynch, though, there's something else.
And she does sort of look like a tranny. I can see an Adam's apple on her.
It might be a dude.
It could be the boss.
The boss. That's why she's the boss. She's a 5'4" little dude. What was I gonna say? A couple other matches tonight that Wade Barrett lost to R-Truth clean tonight, and they're gonna have one more match once and for all for the crown at the Battleground. And I have to say, this feud's been going on for a while, and R-Truth has definitely won his share of matches. I think they've had 7 matches, and they're 3-3, which is like, is this quietly a best of 7 series?
I think this is quietly a freaking horrible feud.
Well,
I absolutely hate this feud. I mean, I feel like Barrett should be. I mean, again, I don't necessarily know who you feud him against. Maybe Randy Orton, but I just feel like it's not the best use of Barrett having him not even put over. Because, I mean, R-Truth, let's be honest with each other, he really doesn't deserve a strap at this point. He doesn't need a strap.
No, I know, but 3 years ago, he main evented a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but so did The Miz.
I know,
forgot about that match, by the way, I think. That was one that left. I think we have 6 matches.
Yeah, well, that one just got named tonight. I don't know. R-Truth was doing good for a while. I mean, there was about a year where he was kind of in a top position, you know? And now he's not there at all, you know? So, it's too bad.
I feel like they've gone a Perry Saturn route with him, where he's going to pretty soon be coming out with, like, Moppo.
Moppy. You know what was disappointing? They didn't give Neville and Cody Rhodes more time tonight.
They didn't have a match. They just did promos, or what was the deal? I didn't see this.
They did have like a real quick little impromptu match, and Stardust got the better of them.
Really? That surprised me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're gonna do it. They're gonna hook up again, but I don't know. I think this actually could be interesting if they spend a little time on it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you know what? Neville, he doesn't necessarily need a match at every pay-per-view. So I think that I mean,
he's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they can open the show here at the next pay-per-view and have a great match.
Dude, Jericho versus Neville at Beast of the East. They should have saved that for SummerSlam. That was an amazing match.
Yeah, that really was. I watched that pay-per-view this weekend.
How good was that?
It was a really good pay-per-view. It was a weird crowd, though.
Why? They were great.
Yeah, they were crazy, but then they're like, when they're dead spots, it was like they're sitting on their hands. There's no cheering, no going nuts, no, like, people trying to go into business for themselves and start chants. It was literally just, okay, that was awesome chant, or Y2J chants, and then it was silence. And it was weird.
Do you think the Ascension are upset they didn't get the same debut as the Divas?
You know what? I think that the Divas got more crowd reaction tonight than the Ascensions have gotten as an over tag team, whether heel or face. Well, actually, I guess mostly heel since they came up. Like that, they really got to be stewing. Are they back in NXT, or are they on like main event now?
They're still on main event, just getting their ass kicked.
Oh God, that's freaking ridiculous. What a waste. What a waste. I don't really want to get started on this because I feel like, you know what, this is just, there's good things and bad things with WWE booking. And I think the problem with it is they have these new people, they have these new stars coming up, and it's interesting. And they put time into a lot of them, like Kevin Owens. They put a lot of time into him. They put a lot of time building up, what's his name, on the NXT Championship match at Beast of the East. They put time into a lot of the Neville. They put a lot of, not as much time as Kevin Owens, but they put a good amount of time into Neville, put it like a backstory together. But then they throw together a match like RKO versus Sheamus, which I really don't give a shit about because there's no backstory to it. I mean, there's a couple, hey, he jumped me after a match and I jumped him after a match, hatred, but there's no backstory to it. There's no intense hatred, or even where Roman Reigns has a reason to hate Bray Wyatt, there's no real reason, there's no real justification for it. Like beforehand, like why did this start? Besides like some resentment.
It's how they all start. He just gets jealous of people. It's he acts like a wuss.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like. I mean, I like his body of work, and I think he can be in a very good story and absolutely crush it. But at the same time, I feel like they're almost getting lazy with their booking with it. I mean, it's like, I almost feel like it's like Sheamus or RKO. They feel like, hey, you know what? He's an established superstar. He's main evented before. We'll just put him in a match, and it's going to have people interested. And it doesn't, because there's no build-up.
That's writing 101, man. You got to build it up. I mean, you need
some backstory.
Yeah, man.
And there really is. story put together in 30-minute segments for 4 weeks isn't going to do it. I mean, you know what? Give them a 15-minute match that they both get disqualified for just beating the shit out of each other or something like that. That builds it up a little bit. Just intense hatred and one person attacking one person and the other person attacking him back the next week. That doesn't do it for me. I mean, it's like, okay, well, you know what? He jumped him back. They should be even. But there's no real story or history to it, and I don't like that.
No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you 100%. You know, I don't know. I think Battleground is shaping up to be a good show, though. I mean,
I think it'd be a great show, except for the fact that the matches, or two of the matches that could be great, aren't, in my opinion, have no hype.
Well, you know, you make a good point because, like, now the roster is absolutely loaded, right? And I mean, now the bookers have to actually do their job because there's no excuse. You know what I mean? Like, talent level is so. I mean, this. As I said, I mean, I think people would love to hear me say this, but I can't believe I'm going to say this. But this is the best WWE roster since the Attitude Era by far. It's not even close.
Yeah, I mean, they are bringing up a lot of talent. The one thing I'll say about this pay-per-view is a pay-per-view like Battleground, and no offense, I mean, it's a great card, but there's too many single matches on this card. Like, this, I feel like a pay-per-view like this, you should have a couple tag team matches that'll help build up matches at SummerSlam.
Right.
Where, I mean, even if it is Cena and Cesaro versus Rusev and Kevin Owens or something like that, and then at least one of them both of them split off into feuds. One of them will get hot, probably Cena Owens, but then there's like a backstory behind both of them where, oh man, these two hate each other for this chair shot or this to happen like 2 months ago, and just a lot of hatred here. Versus there's a lot of singles matches. You're not going to have a lot of guys, unless they throw in like an impromptu battle royal, you're going to have a lot of guys getting a paycheck here. Or a pay-per-view check.
You're right.
I think we have like freaking a dozen teams in the tag division that aren't going to be involved.
Nothing. I mean, really, Lucha Dragons, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ascension. Well, maybe not. You get what I'm saying. I mean, there's a lot of decent tag teams out there that should be doing something, and they're not.
Well, I mean, you can only book so many people on a card, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like a card like this, or a pay-per-view like this, which is sort of a secondary pay-per-view, I feel like you need to. I'd rather see more people, and I don't get me wrong, I hate seeing like the 4-on-4 matches, or even like the 4 single wrestlers in a 2-on-2 tag match. I hate seeing those unless they build up to something good.
Well, we'll certainly see for sure. I mean, you know, the one thing I would just throw out is Battleground is not necessarily a well-known pay-per-view, so I think a lot of these matches will continue. I think we'll get resolution at least on Cena Owens, but I think that's where it's going to stop.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't mind that. If they do another 2 matches, or if they redo a couple matches, redo a Cesaro-Rusev match if you have it. Redo.
Lesnar's been around. It's been on a lot, huh?
What's that?
Lesnar's been around a lot.
Yeah, you have to wonder. What his new contract was. I mean, he's had I thought it was like $100,000 for every physical confrontation. I mean, he's had like 4 to this month.
Well, I don't know. I'll be watching. I really think Brock Lesnar's still walking out with the title, but it should be interesting.
I'm going to go so far as to say I'm not going to pick a winner on the match, but I'm going to say he doesn't walk out with the title. I don't know why. I just don't feel like... I almost feel like Seth Rollins he'd be like The Miz, and he'd get shuttled down, and he'd start trading wins and losses, and he doesn't have the main event swagger at this point. I mean, he has it, but if you dumb him down to losing it at this pay-per-view, I feel like he's getting demoted down the roster to he can fight Cesaro on SmackDown. and it's not a
How
big
about
deal.
what they're doing with Truth and Barrett?
I don't know. I mean,
No, do you know?
I'd feel bad for Barrett.
They added a stipulation.
What's the King thing?
No, Bayville street fight.
Oh, wow. That's freaking impressive, man. Did you hear that Bayville's Slew is running at the Haskell?
I did hear that. Now that the field is thinning so much.
He
Bayville
is a dark horse.
The Haskell literally is only about 25 minutes away from in Bayville.
No, I know. I was talking to some people about it today, and I'm like, I'm literally like, it's my home track. Like, and it's not. I grew up.
I mean,
like,
if Farrow got off course, he could easily wind up in Bayville.
Oh yeah, I mean, he could just keep running, dude. I don't know if I told you, my parents are going.
That's awesome. They should be pumped. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, my mom. I'm having my mom. They actually have. I sent you a link yesterday. They have a American Pharaoh costume contest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's best dressed, and then there's an American Pharaoh costume contest. So,
is it going to be a festival theme the whole day?
It's going to be, dude, the entire weekend is going to be like a festival thing. I'm thinking about going Saturday, even though it'll be tacky, with probably like lots of kids and packed. I still think it'll be cool.
Is American Pharaoh going to get paraded out the day before?
I don't know about the day before. I heard that Bruce Springsteen is supposed to come and play Born to Run, because they play that, I guess, before the Haskell every year. So apparently he's going to play that live at the Haskell.
Should be interesting. Well, I think that about wraps us up tonight, unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
What do I want to talk? There's something else I want to talk about.
Evil Slow?
No. You know what I want to talk about?
What?
There's a double standard in WWE.
There is?
Did you saw that pay-per-view or the Beast in the East pay-per-view or special event, whatever it was, on WWE Network?
Yes, I saw all of it.
Finn Balor. What's the deal with him? He's
awesome.
What's that?
He's awesome.
Yes. However, he gets to go to the ring in full, not just blackface, just black body. Like, he body paints himself black. I do that, and apparently it's frowned upon.
Dude, come on. That's not... He's doing it to be, like, in character. Like, he's like an animal. Like a demon.
Yeah, I don't know. Whoever did his paint job, by the way, for that during that match, like, the back stayed freaking awesome. The front looks like shit, but the back looked awesome. I don't know. I like him, but I think jury's still out. I almost feel like I don't want to categorize him with Adam Rose as far as ring entrances, but I sort of felt that way watching his ring entrance. I mean, it's cool, but I don't necessarily know if it has like the Bray Wyatt feel to it.
Interesting.
We'll see. I mean, I hope he does well, but I feel like Kevin Owens is way more over. I mean, he can be a quote unquote superhero, but I think that at some point that just ends when you team up with John Cena and let him run the show on a match.
I agree.
So I don't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing him stay down in NXT for a little while longer. Maybe.
Do you think John Cena could get sent down to NXT?
You know what? I sure hope so. He might go down there if he loses the U.S. Championship. What else does he have to fight for? I'm gonna go fight for the NXT and put the belt over now.
Imagine that.
That'd be pretty bad. I mean, I love Cena. I love this whole U.S. Open Challenge thing. I think it's great, and he's putting over a ton of wrestlers who are, I mean, good wrestlers. Like, he really put over Cesaro last week. After 30-minute match, he literally called him back out to the ring and was like, giving him mad props about, like, yo, it's like, you know your shit, you're good. And just really just put him over.
As he should.
Yeah, I mean, he's freaking Cesaro. That's the thing that frustrates me, because I feel like Cesaro, they build him up, and it's so easy to switch him from face to heel on a lot of things. But I feel like his matches at pay-per-views are always, they're not like the slow builds for many items. It's mostly just, hey, you put a match together against another usually it's another face.
That's the problem with having all these good workers. They feel they rest on their laurels and just throw them out there together. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like seeing the best wrestlers wrestle, but I like to have a storyline behind it. And I mean, even if the storyline is something silly or something that's been built up for a couple months and nobody cares about, I still like to have a storyline behind it. And I just want to see that a lot today. I feel like they're, like you said, I mean, they're just trading.
They're right to step up, man, because the talent certainly is. They can't write the storylines. I know that, the wrestlers. Anyway, anything else you want to add, Big Dick?
No.
We're getting out of here. Thank you, everybody. We love you guys. For the Big Dick, the Killer Kev, and the Angry Tensai, we'll be here next week. Love you guys. Hit the music.
Peace.